Okay, everybody, we're at Stonyhurst College. We're actually in the graveyard. This is the place where the young lady sent me an email going on about the mausoleum and the bell that she rang. Could have possibly attracted the animal towards her. We're going to have a look round the place to see if what she says about the mausoleum runs true. Is there a bell? 2, is there a mausoleum? And 3, let's try and have a look. If we do find, well, there is a mausoleum. I know that does exist, but we'll try and find out whereabouts the creature was stood at the time she saw it. But I think what we'll do first is we'll have a quick look round and show you some of the graves in here, because it's a strange place. A lot of my viewers who are over in the States probably haven't seen anything like this before. It's pretty cool. So with that, we'll have a look round and then we'll go and have a hunt for the mausoleum and try and work out where the beast was stood and what it was doing. So bear with us.
Hurst Green Incident, 7:15 p.m, 30th of March 2021, St Joseph's Graveyard. The graveyard in question is within the grounds of the 16th century Grade 1 listed Stonyhurst College, Lancashire, within walking distance of the River Ribble to the south and also the River Hodder to the east. Miss Redacted recalls the incident happening late in the afternoon, not quite dark but heading towards last light. She states that as she parked her car outside of the gates, she didn't feel unnerved at all. With the graveyard being in private grounds and the local village being so close, she actually felt quite relaxed and was looking forward to having a look round. She was told that there was a mausoleum in the graveyard which housed a tolling bell, which apparently if the cord was there you could actually ring the bell. She says this was the main reason she wanted to visit the place, having never seen anything like it before. At first, she didn't want to admit to taking photographs on her phone of the headstones because she felt like it was a bit taboo, but as we talked, I managed to get that information out of her. Miss Redacted says that she made her way through the many graves heading towards the tall and imposing mausoleum whilst snapping photographs. She had been in there 10 to 15 minutes when she realised that darkness was setting in, because the automatic flash on her phone started to engage when she was taking pictures. Not too dark that she could not see where she was going, but realising time was getting on, she put her phone in her pocket and headed towards the mausoleum. She says that she was in her element because the cord to the bell was there, so she started to get excited and headed straight for it. She pulled the cord but nothing happened. Realising it must be quite a heavy bell, she pulled it quite hard and then, ding, it rang out. She says it startled her even though she was expecting some kind of noise. It was at this point that she started to get the uneasy feeling of being watched, and she started to get goosebumps and all of a sudden felt very frightened. She then says that she could hear something moving within the foliage at the far end of the mausoleum. When growing up, she helped out in the local stables and says that sound she could hear in the bushes and the gravel reminded her of a heavy horse or quite a large animal. She noticed what at first she thought was a large black spider on the far corner of the building, moving slowly to her right. She realised it was a large black hairy hand connected to a wrist that was bending round the far end of the building. Then it puts its head around the corner to look at her. She states it was roughly 6 feet off the ground, with a very large head. It seemed out of proportion to the hand. Her mind found it very hard to work out what she was looking at, because everything was out of place to where it should be on a normal animal. I then asked her to describe what its head looked like. Very large dog-wolf mixed with a monkey, was the answer. I asked her if there was any strange smells or if she could hear anything. No smell, the breeze was at her back. She said she could hear it breathing, and even though she could not see its chest, it sounded massive. She says its eyes looked like it had cataracts, but it could definitely see out of them because it was looking straight to where she was standing. She says that she was in some kind of trance and felt as though time had slowed down, but admits this was mostly probably fear and shock. I have a theory that this animal was more than likely emitting some kind of infrasound. After what felt like minutes but was really only seconds, the animal tilted its head to the left. She said it was like something a puppy would do. This movement broke her out of the trance she felt she was in. Without thinking, she just turned and ran through the graveyard, heading back to her car. I asked her if she thinks it went after her. She says no, but she definitely heard movement, and to be honest, she thinks it was heading in the opposite direction.
If you just come here 1 second, I want to show you this. All over the ground, it's all being disturbed. Little bits everywhere, and this place has got a wrought iron fence around it and a stone wall. What we think that is squirrels. So if you do see them in the film while they're walking around, or ever point to something that's on the ground, don't jump to conclusions that they're footprints and things, because they're not. I've seen a couple of squirrels whizzing around here, but that's exactly what they are. Lesser spotted car going past. But yeah, if you just have a pan across, you can see that it's a real airy place, scary airy place. And carry on having a look round and point out a couple of different things to you as we do. So you come along with us. That's one weird looking tree, isn't it? The whole place is full of weird looking trees. Now just behind you lot is the mausoleum. Let's go and have a nosy at it and see if everything marries up to what she's saying. As you can see, there's the building in question. With the email that she sent us, it was very hard to work out how big the actual building was. There is one photograph I found online, which is on my YouTube channel. Hang on, that is the picture, isn't it? Yeah. I think it is.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do that.
That's the picture, that's it. She's right. And I wasn't 100% sure that that was the real building. Looking at that, that is the real photograph. Sorry, the photograph that I've got on YouTube is that building. I hope it don't turn up. Are you ready? Whew. That is creepy. Right, so according to her description, she'd rang the bell, then started to hear noise over that side. Now, so it must have been behind that wall there. Let's check behind that wall. You know, it must have been big. Well, if it's under about what here? What's it head? Yeah, so 6, so if you're 6 foot, aren't you, more or less, here? So that 6 foot off, jumps on about 6 foot off the ground there, but it's behind there, so it must be
8 foot.
About 8 foot bleeding tall. Then she said it went the other way, so it's gone that way.
Could go there though.
So whatever it was behind here, and it had its hand on that corner there. But if you just check over the edge of there. That drops down. So it was either climbing over this wall to get to her, or it was 8 to 9 feet tall, which I haven't heard anything like that in this country of a dogman being that big. We think it's tried to climb over, and it spotted her on that side. Now, don't know if you can work out, there's houses over there. That's why she did feel pretty relaxed while she was in here, because it's only a stone throw from the village. But this side here, that's where the college is, boarding school. She thinks it went that way. She obviously legged it that way. So, I'm only guessing, but looking on Google Maps, I would say there's 10 miles of nothing that way after the school. Weather's getting pretty bad at the moment, and this camera isn't waterproof, so we're going to try and get under the trees over here, and we'll do a little bit more to camera and have a yap. So, we're under the trees at the moment because the weather is just not playing ball. I've got the little GoPro waterproof cameras with me and that, but that's they're no good for sound, and it's a little bit windy where we are, so we're going to have to do it this way. Now, going back, talking about the creature at the mausoleum, it's just over there. The girl did a runner from it. She was adamant it didn't chase after and it went the other way, which we've just seen over the wall. It's woodland. For some strange reason, these creatures don't seem to be attacking people in this country anyway. They seem to get a bit of a jolly out of frightening them more than anything. It's also my own personal theory is that these creatures are moving up and around the country by using waterways and railways, disused railways and canals. Now, within walking distance that way is the River Ribble, and in walking distance that way is the, I can't remember what it's called, but it'll appear on the screen, River. So we're basically surrounded by rivers at the moment, but it is it's a beautiful place. It's a strange place, and as we all know, dogmen and werewolves like to hang around for some weird reason. They like to hang around graveyards and burial grounds, and this place has got it written all over it. Seems to be some people coming in now, so they're probably visiting their the loved ones who are buried here. So, out of respect, we'll clear off and get out of the way, and let's get on to our next place, where we're going to call. We're hopefully trying to get down to where the 3 college boys sighting with the upright monkey-looking thing that disappeared into the cave water system. But anyway, let's get going. People around. Let's go.